What's up guys, my name is Ace, and it looks like we might be going back to World War II for Call of Duty 2017. Now, I'm not normally the channel that likes to hop on all these leaks and early speculation and stuff about the newer Call of Duty games, because oftentimes things are fan-made or they're fake. And a great example of that is just recently we had something where it was like Call of Duty Chemical Warfare, and a lot of people jumped on this thinking this was going to be real and that's what the next Call of Duty was going to be, but that has now been confirmed to be fake. But with this leak here, I have been holding off a little bit, waiting to get some new information on it. You've probably already seen it floating around YouTube a bunch, and I didn't want to jump on it too quickly, but as time goes on, it's looking more and more legit. Normally by now, if it was fake or if it was just some fan-made sort of thing, it would have been debunked at this point, but so far there's nothing that sheds a reasonable amount of doubt on this. So this is why I am going to be talking about it today, and keep in mind that this isn't 100% confirmed. It very well could be proven fake in the future, but so far it's looking pretty good. So the original source of the images that lead us to believe that this is World War II, and actually it's going to be called Call of Duty World War II, comes from a smaller YouTube channel called The Family Video Gamers. In these images, it appears we have some very early concept box art for Call of Duty World War II. These images are really reminiscent of Saving Private Ryan, specifically like the D-Day invasion scene at the beginning of Saving Private Ryan. And a lot of people actually thought that these images were ripped directly from the movie because it looks so similar to that. But it has been confirmed that none of these images actually match up with that movie. And in fact, people have been scouring all over the internet trying to find original images for these. And so far, they've come up with nothing. So this definitely leads to the credibility of this, because if it was a fan-made sort of thing, then you would likely be able to find some sort of original image for these that fan would have used in Photoshop to make a box art style while putting on like a Call of Duty World War II logo. So that's the big thing about these leaks that seems to make it legitimate. Most of the time when there's a fan-made thing, somebody finds the original images and essentially reverse engineers how the fan made it, but these ones look to be original. Now, a few more little pieces of information that are leading me to believe that this could potentially be legitimate is, first off, an article from IGN all the way back in 2015, and they essentially asked Eric Hirshberg, who's the CEO of Activision, if it would be possible that we would see a World War II shooter come back. And he said it is certainly possible. Now, I know that one isn't really that concrete. It's not like he was actually hinting at the fact that we are going to see a World War II shooter in the future, but this next one is a lot more exciting. This is from a GameSpot article back in 2014 with Michael Condrey himself, who is one of the co-founders of Sledgehammer Games, which, as we all know, they are going to be making the Call of Duty this year. And a quote directly from Michael Condrey says, "I think a next-generation game with the latest production values and robustness in a World War II setting like Band of Brothers would be amazing." This is really big because at that point in time, even though it would be extremely early stages, that would be before they even really started working on the game, but at that time, they would be at least thinking about the next Call of Duty game, and it looked like World War II was definitely on Michael Condrey's mind. Now, one last thing that I admit might be a little bit of a stretch, but it's just something that was on my mind, and I haven't heard anybody mention it before, is the new Control Freak product that just launched. Now, don't worry, I'm not here to plug the product or anything, not even going to mention my code, nothing along those lines, but the new Control Freak product is the Heritage Control Freaks. And the reason this comes to mind is these are officially licensed with Call of Duty, and they often do know things a little bit in advance so that they can create these products that are tailored to the next Call of Duty game. Now, normally they actually wait until the reveal and then they have it like officially licensed for the name of the game, like they'll have Black Ops 3 editions or Infinite Warfare editions or something like that. These ones are a little more vague, it's just Heritage editions, but on their website, in the description for the Heritage editions, it says these are purposely built to celebrate the heritage of Call of Duty gaming. Now, originally, Call of Duty was all about World War II. If we're looking at Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3, those were all World War II Call of Duty games. And since it is officially licensed with Call of Duty, I feel like this might be a bit of a hint that we're going in that direction. Now, of course, this could just be a complete coincidence. Maybe they were just thinking, oh, this would be a neat idea for a Control Freak. But the fact that it is officially licensed and the timing of this seems to me, at least, to indicate that there might be a push in this direction. So that's all I really have so far, but I feel like especially those images and the fact that so far nobody's been able to prove them to be fake really leads me to believe that we are going to be seeing Call of Duty World War II this year. Now, what are my thoughts on Call of Duty World War II? Because if you guys saw my video from a couple days ago, I had my Call of Duty 2017 wishlist. This is before I saw any of the leaks or anything like that when I recorded this, and I just basically said exactly what I wanted. And I did mention that I would like to see a near future Call of Duty in 2017. So will I be really disappointed if it is in fact a World War II Call of Duty? Not necessarily, no. The setting of a Call of Duty game isn't nearly as important to me as the overall gameplay. As long as the multiplayer is fast-paced and has great map design and great weapon balance and everything along those lines, I'll be extremely happy. The only thing that worries me going back in time is the limitations that are put on creativity on the developer's end. They can't have any sort of new prototype exciting weapons or anything like that. They're limited to what was available at the time. Same thing goes for customization type stuff. Now, I don't really care about all the outfits and everything like that, but I know a lot of people do in Call of Duty. And also, how are they going to handle supply drops if they don't have a bunch of exciting things in those supply drops? It's hard to have these exciting, flashy things while also keeping the immersion in the game, which is something that you kind of have to do if you're doing a historical Call of Duty. Now, by the way, this isn't me showing support for the supply drop system, it's just accepting the reality of the industry at the moment. I really don't see them not going the supply drop route this year, and if they do have supply drops, what would be the point of them if the items in the supply drops aren't really exciting and flashy? Because that's what people look for, and that's what people spend tons of money on in order to try and get. I don't think anybody wants to see a World War II Call of Duty where everybody's running around in a gingerbread man suit, or in a clown suit, or with big bright flashy guns that shoot lasers or anything like that. I'm not saying I necessarily want laser guns or clown suits or anything along those lines. I just feel there should be a little bit more room for creativity on the developer's end. Now, maybe I'm wrong, maybe they'll find a nice balance between customization and immersion, but so far if it is going back to World War II, my biggest concern is the limitation on creativity. So like I said, completely open to the idea of World War II Call of Duty. As far as campaign goes, I would absolutely love to play through another World War II Call of Duty campaign, especially with the next-gen graphics and everything like that. I love getting immersed in historical sort of environments like that, and I think it would be very exciting. It's just the multiplayer end that does concern me a little bit. Like I said though, as long as they keep it fast-paced, exciting, and true to Call of Duty, I'll be quite happy with this game. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. What do you guys think of the possibility of Call of Duty going back to World War II this year? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you kind of indifferent, or are you just maybe open to the idea kind of like I am? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.